So if the last talk was a wild card, I'm not sure what I am. There's someone completely different. I suppose meta research might be a reasonable term. My boss couldn't be here. She apologizes. She is more the toxicologist. I have a background in neuroscience and biostatistics, so some of this is super interesting, but out of my current field. But I'm here to talk about the 3RCC, which is a new center, relatively new, established in March of this year, but really got going in September. And so we're really kicking off a lot of projects. We're trying to make as many people aware of the center as possible, form collaborations, and sort of get people aware that we exist and in communication. So effectively, we're promoting 3R principles through quality science and education. That's the logo. We are a nonprofit association, as I said, established at the end of March officially, but it took a little while to get going with all the boards and getting founding members. So we're really just still kicking off. As you see, the founding members were a lot of people from the universities, but also the Swiss Federal Office, Interpharma. So we have branches really in all parts, academic, industrial, governmental, and also animal welfare groups. We are considered a scientific center of national importance. So really somehow a governmental body, but of course we're a non-profit organization, but established through the Swiss State Secretariat of Education, Research, and Innovation. And we have other observer members, so the CIRI is considered an observer member, and also the Federal Office of Public Health. Effectively, we have these three objectives: promote high quality research and care for animals, develop a 3R education strategy, and build professional communication capacity. There's really a fourth that combines all of these, which is monitoring effectively from the outside the progress of 3Rs and progress of animal research in general, as well as in vitro models, replacement models. So monitoring that from external. So this is the way the 3RCC is structured. Effectively, the strategic board contains members, professors from academia, top-level executives from Interpharma, animal welfare groups. They are effectively the decision makers, form the strategy, what should the center be targeting, where should we be focusing. From that, we have the Directorate, which is I'm a part of, and three others. So we have specific competences. As I said, I am a neuroscientist, but in experimental design and biostatistics. Chantareskis works in the toxicology field, communications member, used to work for Bloomberg and other nonprofit organizations. And another scientific officer is member of the animal welfare office in Switzerland. The executive board is part of postdocs, associate professors, things like that within the universities, as well as other members from the animal welfare office and things like this. We do most of they do some specific research activities. They also form the connection to all the universities or industrial members, whereas the Directorate, I'm 60%, the other members are also 60% employed. So, but we do this sort of day-to-day activities, coordination, collaborations, grant projects, et cetera, that I'll tell you in a minute about. So I won't go through every name, of course, but the strategic board is essentially, we have the president, which is effectively a politician, but also a doctor, and the vice president is also the dean of the University of Bern, or yeah, I think so, or vice dean, Kristin Leumann. And then we have members from most of the higher educational institutes, as well as Interpharma, Federal Office, Swiss Protection Agency, and then some observer members. This is them. This is the executive board. So again, here some professors, but mostly doctors and academics in the field, again, representing most of academia, but also industry. This is the Directorate, so me included there on the left. Effectively, what we do is, we all collaborate and try to coordinate 3RCC meetings, effectively publish our own work as well as communicate the work of others. So if you have any of these talks, would be welcome to go in a press release of ours or with links on our website for people looking for replacement models or other ways to reduce the use of animals in animal experimentation. We also have a funding program, which I'll talk about in a minute, for researchers. We also are looking at mapping the educational system in Switzerland, as well as beginning our own educational programs at all levels, including high school. We try to further collaboration within Switzerland, as we are a member of all institutions, but also international collaboration we try and further. We monitor the implementation of 3Rs, and of course we run a website with regular newsletters and any news. So the funding sources come from both higher education institutions, so mostly the top universities, the CERI itself, Interpharma, and the Federal Food, there we go, and the Federal Food Safety and Veterinary Office. So we have a running budget of about 2.8 million per year, and the majority is dedicated to the 3RCC funding program. So the vast majority is research-oriented, with a lot of this, as much as possible, going towards research initiatives every year. So the funding program, we have regular open calls and as well as targeted calls. So for this year, our opening year, we have a running open call that just opened a couple of weeks ago with a total of 1.2 million Swiss francs to give to projects. Each of the 3Rs is expected to be subsidized in some way, so effectively an upper limit of 400,000 per project. We're really looking for things that have a high impact on any of the 3Rs, not just replacement or not just refinement or reduction, really any of the 3Rs, and that's the main criteria. It can be applied or basic research. Can also be, I should say, educational policies. It could be, we just had some, today, some requests for statistical models. Would that help? And could I ask for funding for this? Yes. So it should bring a benefit as compared to existing methodologies. Maximum project of 3 years, can be shorter. So if you have a small project that might be 6 months or a year, or, of others, of course, more than welcome. And we do have collaboration possibilities between institutions and public and private sector, like Douglas Connect, for example. So the lead organization should be an academic institution, but of course, implementing the 3Rs requires that the private sector also help support, and one way of doing that is to collaborate with academia in the research process itself. So things like necessary ethical approval should be obtained before. So as I said a few weeks ago, we launched the open call. It's open to any sort of research project, one-step application procedure, and the deadline is the 21st of January. So you still have time if you're interested in submitting a project or know of anybody submitting a project. In terms of communication, we have monthly newsletters. You can sign up on the website, which is listed up there. We also have 3RCC Prize and awards. So we'll have an application for the 3RCC Prize for 2018 still going out. So if you worked on something that might have been published or finished, let's say, in 2018, you'll be eligible for this award. On the website, we have information on the 3Rs. We'd love to have more information on certain projects or research things or things like software that might be useful. We'd love to provide links to that and promote press releases for these kind of things. And we'll also make dedicated workshops on different topics. So this is the way the website currently looks. This is just something basic to get out there. We're currently working on a more refined website, but here you'll find all the information you'll need. We also monitor gaps and opportunities. So for example, we mapped 183 groups in Switzerland so far that are using 3R's approaches actively. If you're maybe not one of them but would like to, please get in contact with us. So 159 of these are academic research groups. We sent them a survey. This was conducted in September. I won't go into all the results, but mostly academic responses and a fairly broad distribution. Some of them never work with animals, so probably in vitro replacement people, while other ones that answered the survey were 4 and 5 days per week. So we really try to work with a broad range of people and got their opinions. I won't go in, but this will form a manuscript fairly soon, and the results are up on the website, or will be very soon. We also map educational programs, so we want to know who is teaching things about the 3Rs within Switzerland. We want to know who is actually doing 3R work within Switzerland in order to promote. So we have little tasks like this, which is trying to just analyze how many publications are 3R related in the last 20 years, and try to follow these. How many mention the 3Rs directly in their abstract, so monitoring aspects of these things. And then also, what are the most common words? So a linguistic analysis of these things. So we see, for example, that toxic, so generally the shorter form of toxicology is actually widely used, even if it forms something like 5% or so of animals used in experimentation in Switzerland. We also provide services, mandates to authorities, for example. So we have a few projects from the Swiss Federal Office for short-term projects which are funded that are 3R related. Anything that's 3R related initiatives. So for example, Animact, which is a sharing of organs that were used in animal experimentation, a sharing platform. We like to promote these things. Of course, database and serum-free media, anything we'd love that's related to 3Rs. We also perform systematic reviews of animal experimentation literature in Switzerland. That's a new project that's just beginning. Another one that's just beginning is networking statistical consulting groups in Swiss universities, the hope of forming a task force that is 3R specific. So we can help with experimental design, biostatistics, reporting to increase the quality of reporting in Swiss publications that are related to animal research in general, but especially those that are 3R related. Hopefully took my time, but yeah, don't hesitate to get in touch with us or talk with me at any point. Thank you for your attention, and for most questions, you can visit our website.